And these are my results before and after I did this. So before, and this is after, and it's gonna stay like this, and you're gonna see the first results after already within a week, 2 weeks. You're gonna see a big reduction of your forehead wrinkles. I took these pictures apart longer, but it's just because not I was consciously trying to track like how. It's just after I did it, after sometimes months, I noticed, oh shit, I don't even have those wrinkles anymore, you know. And I did a picture exactly the same just to check it out, and they're practically gone, and it's still like that. And this was like 2-3 years ago, right? Like, I mean, actually even more, like 4 years ago. I think it's just maybe, yeah, here is something left, but other than that, it looks pretty good. I think I have to apply the principles again. So what are you going to do to remove your forehead wrinkles? Basically, there's 3 things. And before we started this, I want you to think about your forehead like a piece of cloth. Just like with a piece of cloth, when you fold it, there's gonna be a big wrinkle in it. And we're gonna do those 3 things to remove the big wrinkle, right? And the small ones, ideally. So imagine this, number 1, just like with a big wrinkle. If you have a cloth and you fold it and you have a big wrinkle in it, you can remove it or partially remove it by stretching the cloth and applying pressure to the cloth, right? Like physically applying pressure to it, okay? This is gonna remove not the whole wrinkle, the big wrinkle, but from the 100% wrinkle, it's gonna be like a 50-40% wrinkle, okay? Imagine the same with your forehead wrinkles. It's just physics. So what you're gonna do, and the first step is applying this principle. And some would say, okay, it's face yoga, face massage, gua sha. I think it's all the same principle, kind of. Okay, it's just physics. And basically, what you're gonna do is, or what I did, and I'm gonna link 1 or 2 videos below. So I just didn't come up with this, create this. These methods or these these actions that you have to take, but I just gonna show you what worked for me, and I wanna also thank those people who uploaded some techniques regarding this. So basically what you're gonna do is you have your fingers here, right? And you have, for example, 2 big wrinkles, and then you're gonna use those fingers, fingers on your wrinkles, lay them down, like the knuckles should be on the wrinkle, like this, and then you're gonna apply some pressure and slide down like this, okay? Now, with this, obviously, there should be some oil on your face. Whether your face is already so oily that by the end of the evening, throughout the whole day, you can do this without even using any sort of oil, or you use some oil yourself, you buy some plant-derived oil or something, and you use it on your face. It's up to you, but it should not be dry, because you don't have the slide effect, right? Try to do it on a oily face. There should be some sort of oily basis. And like I said, you just drag down like this on your wrinkles with your knuckles. This is number 1. Number 2 exercise of this first, technique, method, principle is basically you want to stretch apart, like I said, with a cloth, you want to stretch apart the wrinkle. And this is something I think you should do, especially in the beginning, but later not so much anymore, if even at all, because also you might not want to stretch out your skin too much. You want for it to stay firm, and I'm not sure how much, but I can imagine if you would do it too much after a long time over the years, that you stretch out your skin. But for the beginning, I think it's actually necessary to properly remove the wrinkles. So if you have a big wrinkle, let's just say my wrinkle is here, and then you get your fingers and stretch apart, like Now you go up and one down, and you stretch apart that area where the wrinkle is, right? So the fingers are not on the wrinkle, but they're in between the wrinkle. So the wrinkle would be in between here, like here, for example, and you stretch apart. Okay. So there you go. Memory was full. I'm sorry for the short interruption. So basically, what you're gonna do is stretch this apart. All right. Like this. So this is the second part of the first principle. And then we have the third part, which is basically you want to get blood flow into your forehead, train and activate the muscles. How are you gonna do this without creating wrinkles, right? Because if you, where the forehead wrinkles come from, activate your forehead muscles, then you get the wrinkles. But you don't want to just never use the muscles there. You wanna, have blood flow and activate those muscles to have the fullness of your forehead, and have it, basically living tissue. So what you're gonna do is gonna put your palms like this on your forehead, apply pressure a bit more, and then you're gonna raise your eyebrows like this, and you're gonna do the reps just like in a gym. And you're gonna train your forehead muscles with this. And the crazy thing is, you can already feel like just after a few reps, you can already feel, like literally feel the reps that you did, like just with the muscle, and you activate your forehead muscles with this, which I imagine might also fill out the wrinkles and let the skin in this area also stay healthy by providing, as I said, the adequate blood flow. Because to be honest, the thing that you use your forehead like this normally throughout the day, it's not like proper resistance training. This, what I showed you right now, is proper resistance training, right? That actually develops the tissue. So I think this also helps on the long term. This is something I think you can do longer. Then the second principle. Okay, so this was the first principle, like the physical stuff. We're gonna basically apply pressure to the wrinkles. We're gonna stretch the wrinkles. We're gonna train the muscles beneath that forehead skin. And then the second principle would be basically chemics, like just in a cloth, applying pressure and stretching it wouldn't be enough. You would have to use, for example, heat to get rid of the cloth, of the wrinkles in the cloth, or even make it wet. In our case, we can't use heat or wetness. I mean, wetness, yeah, but it's not gonna remove the wrinkle in the sense. What we are going to use, what I used, is basically vitamin A for your skin. In this sense, a retinoid. So there's a retinol as the weakest form, retinol as the second strongest, and tretinoin. These are all like skin products that you can use. And I advise you, if you never used any of those, that you try to use first retinol. Try with this first and take the easiest, the lowest amount, the less, the best for sensitive skin, for your type of skin, and just ease into it. And you're gonna put it on your forehead, especially. Like obviously you should use it actually on the face as well, but just look into it. We are talking about the forehead wrinkles. Basically, you're gonna apply it on your skin, and also apply it especially on the wrinkles itself. Like you just not once for one. Of course, you're gonna put it all over your forehead. Let it absorb. But then also you're gonna do what you're gonna do and what you can do. After you put the first one to absorb, you put the moisturizer over it, right? This is as a third step, you again take the retinol into like a little layer, like not thick layer at all, just barely visible. Just tap it onto the big wrinkle that you have, the big wrinkles. Okay, this is what you're gonna do. like you put first a normal amount of retinoid over your face, and then you put the moisturizer, and at the third step you take, you know, the retinol, maybe retinol if you're that far, or even tretinoin. But if you're already using tretinoid, I doubt you have any forehead wrinkles, or you probably did some other stuff already, because you can't just go ahead and use tretinoin. That's what I heard, at least. So basically you're gonna use the retinol and just tap it lightly on this big wrinkle, you know, so it's barely visible. You can see there's some, but you know, you have to look on it. It's not fully absorbed. And now you're gonna say, okay, but what, gonna walk around like this? I mean, you use retinol usually just on the evening before you go to sleep, so nobody's gonna see it anyway. So, you know, you're gonna use it on your wrinkle, and then it's just gonna, you know, absorb throughout the night. So this is the second principle. And the third principle would be, it's optional, but I think it's important for in the long run, if you want to stay consistent, is not use your forehead muscles as much. Now, this might be difficult depending on what you do in your job, or, you know, whatever life things you do throughout the day. You're gonna have to basically try to, you know, train yourself to not use them as much. I think it's not that difficult. It's something that develops, in my case, it develops subconsciously, that I just don't use my forehead muscles as much. So I'm not thinking about it all the time. Oh, don't use your forehead muscles because I gotta, you know, create some wrinkles. No, it's just you're gonna develop this subconsciously. Like if you start in the beginning, you're gonna think about it a bit, you know, but then it's just gonna stay subconsciously. It's like a thing you train your body to not do. Now, obviously, you're gonna sometimes use your forehead muscles, it's normal, but yeah, I'm talking about especially extreme cases, you know, where there's might be people who just look like this for 8 hours per day. So try to go around, find ways around things that you do where you have to do it all the time, where you're constantly, you know, activating those muscles. Like try to find ways to go around this. That's in ideal world, okay, if you really want to focus on it that much. So these are the three things, and especially with the first principle, you're gonna use see a big reduction after already a week, 2, 3 maximum. It's gonna be from 100% wrinkle to 50% wrinkle. Just like in my case, you might have some friends coming over to you, especially those that are like working in beauty industry or something. They're gonna say, hey, did you use Botox? There's something different about you. Oh man, you use Botox, right? There's something you use something, right? And this really happened to me, and I didn't even use anything, right? So this really works if you apply it, and obviously you have to be a candidate for it. But you know, if you are like around 30 years old, 25, 35, you should be able to see great results with this. And then the other 50% go away over time, and especially the smaller ones. And you know, the just the rest amount, 50% amount, is gonna go away with the retinol. And in order to stay consistent, you have to use principle 3 to not activate your forehead muscles as much. And yeah, that's it. And voila, it takes 2-3 months to get a really good result. You don't inject poison to your forehead, you stay natural, you know, and your skin still stays really great, looking good, without, you know, that shit in your forehead, which, you know, basically goes all over your face. And after 2 years, you can't, it looks even worse than before, and you can't even use those muscles anymore properly. You don't look like a human, but like an alien that just, you know, like a reptilian that is trying to be a human. No, you actually still look really natural, okay? So really try to do this. Don't go like other people, just use this shit into your forehead, because I've told other people about this, but I show them this, they're just too lazy. They are too lazy, they're too comfortable. Oh, I'm not gonna do these massages, I'm not gonna use retinol, I'm not gonna wait 2 3 weeks to see a reduction of over 50 or 60% of my forehead wrinkles. No, I'm gonna use this stupid syringe that's gonna pump some poison into my forehead. Don't be like this, please. Stay natural, and yeah, you're gonna see great results if it really applies to you. Hope it helps.